Hey guys, it's Furious Black once again. You know, I had something I wanted to talk about. People being perfect. You know, that's one of the misconceptions that they have in the world today, that nobody can be perfect. When God Himself, Christ Himself, tell you to be ye perfect as your Father is perfect in heaven. Also tell you to rehearse the righteous acts. What would be a righteous act? You know, following the laws, knowing what the laws are. You know, these pastors in these other churches tell you that sin, that you can't, that in order to get into heaven, you have to stop sinning. In order to know what sin is, you have to read the scriptures to understand that sin is the transgression of the law. So it is possible to be perfect in the Most High's eyes. You know, and that's one of the things that Israel has to start breaking down to the rest of Israel that is out in the world, that is following Esau and believing that they can't be perfect. You know, it's easy to be perfect. You know, it's not grievous to follow the Lord. It's really not. A lot of us do it every day. A lot of us follow the laws and statutes and commandments. You know, we can't do per se the judgments at this time because we're under grace. Grace just means He's given us a time period to rehearse the righteous acts so that when we do make it to the kingdom, we not falling. Because we already rehearsed the righteous acts. We already understood that a righteous man falleth 7 times. I mean, that's a number of completion, meaning you could fall a number of times. You know, so that's what I want to say to Israel. You know, share this video and post it and let people know that it's easy and it's possible for Israelites to be perfect. You know, it is possible to follow the Lord in perfection. You know, we're not imperfect. You know, we're imperfect because someone told us that we were made imperfect, but we were made perfectly. You know, so there's no being imperfect. You know, you can be perfect. You just have to practice it. You have to understand what it is to be perfect, to become perfect. You get what I'm saying? Another thing I want to talk about is the leaders. Once again, you know, I gotta keep hitting this hammer, this nail on the head. I gotta keep doing it. You know, there was people that went up against Moses and said, you know, why are we listening to you? You know, why are we following you? And God dealt with them swiftly, you know. And in this day and time, God's not going to deal with the leaders swiftly, you know, because He wants you to dig your own grave. Because the scriptures is clear, you know. He tell you that those that do the will of my Father is my brother and my sister, right? I'm going to keep nailing that one too. I'm going to keep hitting it. You get what I'm saying? It also tells you that the truth is the law of the scriptures. You know, I'm going to keep nailing that too, because you have to understand, if you are a leader of these churches and you have different, and you're in different churches and you keep saying that the other churches are not teaching the truth, when they are, because they're not teaching people to eat pork. They're not teaching people to commit adultery. They're not teaching people that they can't be perfect. They're teaching them that they can be perfect. So you saying that somebody else is not perfect, showing that you're not perfect, and you're causing division. So what would that mean? That you're not listening to the Most High. And if you're not listening to the Most High, that means you most likely won't see the kingdom, right? Because why? He's telling you what to do, and you're doing the exact opposite. Right? You're going against your own brethren. You know, GMS going against Nathaniel. You know, the GMS going against GOCC. ISUPK going against everybody. You know, Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, not saying a word. They're not putting videos up. You know, and that's the church that I was affiliated with, which I would love to get back into with if brothers was able to understand what the scriptures is truly about. You know, I'm not opposed to brothers coming back together at all, because if we was to come back together, that would be a whole new, establishment put on the earth, which there's numbers. We have numbers. But because of the leaders' ignorance and their boastfulness and their greediness, we're not together. ISUPK, GMS, GOCC, House of Israel, FOPE, House of David. All these churches, we're not together because of the leaders' ignorance or their lack of obedience. We should be teaching the same exact stuff. You guys know this. You teach it. We should be teaching the same exact stuff. Most of y'all do. I watch a lot of y'all YouTube videos and you do teach the same stuff. But then you say, oh, he doesn't have nothing in him because of some little thing that should get resolved amongst each other and not on YouTube arguing. There's a number of things that's wrong with us. Some of us are not growing our beards like we're supposed to. But like I said, man, a lot of us are, boasting within ourselves, and we're thinking of ourselves higher than we really are when we're not following the laws or the scriptures based on how it should be followed. Because you have newcomers coming in and you're telling them not to watch YouTube, not to listen to another brother teaching the scriptures. These brothers is not rebels. They're not against Christ. A rebel is somebody that is against something that is established, right? The Most High is established. He established you. You're not the establishment. He is the establishment. So if they go against him, meaning they're not following the law, statutes, and commandments, and they're not trying to rehearse the righteous acts, they become a rebel. That's what an infidel is, right? But if you are following it and you're doing the best that you can from the knowledge that you have, and you're still trying to teach other brothers, you're a watchman according to me. And Jeremiah tell you that. You're a watchman. You're warning brothers. You're out here on the street corners. You're teaching brothers how to be righteous. You're teaching sisters how to be righteous. You're teaching children how to be righteous. Wear your garments. Wear your fringes. Wear your borders of blue. Men, grow your beards. Women, wear your head coverings. If every brother's teaching that, don't eat pork. Minor things like the marriage. Like, don't worry about that stuff. That stuff will come together once Israel comes together as a whole. And we are not saying this Israelite group and this Israelite group, when we can say that we are the Israelites. When we can say that, then we can start saying, you know what? Let's attack the heart of the so-called beast. And then people will start to listen, because there's only one church. That's the body of Christ. That is the people. Not each church. Once each church comes together, that's the body of Christ. Y'all not getting it. So remember, people went against Moses. People didn't want to listen to God. They went against it. Moses smited the rock instead of speaking to the rock. Minor things. You got to remember this stuff. Minor things seem minor to you, but it's big in the Lord's eyes because you're not obedient. From a little thing you're not obedient, big things you definitely not going to be obedient to. So with that, I'm Furious Black, and I'm signing off.